Hello, hi everyone. My name is Devin Kanaz. I'm the publisher of Travel Week. Welcome to another Travel Week webinar. We aim to get you all the information you need so you can sell fabulous holidays to all your wonderful clients. So before I introduce Silversea, who's here today, and I've been on one of their ships, and wow, they are amazing. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Number one, they generously have a $150 gift card that we're going to draw at the end. So stay until the end if you want a chance to win that. And if you have questions, please put them in the Q&A box, and then we're going to get to them at the end rather than interrupting the presentation. So I would like to introduce our guests today from Silversea. We have Kristen and Ava. Hello, welcome to Travel Week webinars.
Hello, thanks for having us.
Hello. Yeah, thanks, Devin.
Thanks so much for being here. What do you want to tell us about Silversea?
Oh, we want to tell you a whole bunch. We're so excited to present to you today. Yeah, let us know. We'll start. We've got lots. So I'll start because I'm going to do sort of the front end, a little bit of the presentation. So my name is Eva. I am the Area Sales Director for Canada and the Pacific Northwest for Silversea. So I support you as our fabulous trade partners with all of your sales for the entire country. Along with my amazing colleague, Kristen. Kristen, you can say what you do here, but we're
Oh,
very pleased to support you.
yes. So my name is Kristen. I'm the Director of Expedition Sales, and I work with a counterpart in California as well. He and I tackle expedition knowledge, product operations questions, anything you may have around the expedition product with Silversea for the Americas. So we're here to help you mutually grow your Silversea business together between myself, Eva, and our amazing inside team that, as we were just talking about before this, how none of us can live or breathe without the amazing support we have behind the scenes as well.
100%. So I just wanted to start off today by saying thank you so much for taking the time to join us because we're super excited. We're very passionate about Silversea as a whole, just where our company is going, and also celebrating our incredible success. It is not possible without your partnership, your support. We have had an extraordinary year last year. So we ended it with a huge celebratory bang, and we've started off this year stronger than ever. So we've got a couple of things that we're focusing on here, and together we made 2024 a real success. So heartfelt gratitude and thank you from all of us. Kristen, I'll start off with a couple of things that we're celebrating, and then I'll fill in the middle part here. So go ahead, Kristen.
Yeah, so in 2024, Silversea celebrated its 30-year anniversary. And that really is a culmination of just sort of the pioneering spirit behind small ship luxury inclusive cruising. We really were at the forefront of that just over 30 years ago. And we look forward to what the next 30 years and beyond have in store for Silversea. But just one thing I can touch on from an expedition standpoint, and something that was so probably unexpected, maybe for our audience, was the introduction of a Silversea built hotel. We are currently building a hotel called La Cutaya at the bottom of the world in Puerto Williams, Chile, as sort of a facilitator for some of our Antarctica journeys. And this is going to help kind of create that seamless luxury Silversea experience from start to finish. So that is something that is diligently being worked on and constructed as we speak this year, with a hopeful launch in early 2026. But what a crazy, exciting, and amazing thing to announce as a cruise line building the southernmost hotel in the world.
I can't wait to stay there. It's going to be really fun.
I know. I hope we get to be the ones to test it out.
Yeah, exactly. I'll even, do whatever we need to do. A couple other successes, of course, are something that we're very proud of. Our World Cruises is our signature to Silversea. They're really a cornerstone of our Venetian Society members. We introduced and launched our World Cruise for 2027. It is called the Three Oceans. So an ocean of time, an ocean of discovery, and an ocean of life. 149 days, starting in January, going till June, sailing from LA to Copenhagen on our beautiful, beautiful Silver Dawn. only 596 passengers. She's got the SALT program on board. So if you're familiar with Silversea and SALT, I'll touch into that a little bit. It's an incredible culinary experience. We are so excited about the three oceans. There are 50 World Heritage Sites that we're going to visit. There are 20 brand new destinations and so many experiences, surprises, and delights throughout our entire world cruise. It sells out quick. So we're very, very pleased to announce the 2027 World Cruise. And then we also welcomed another beautiful member to our fleet, the second Nova class ship, the beautiful Silver Ray. Those beautiful ships have an incredible design to them. They're bold, they're asymmetrical, they're innovative, they're indulgent beyond. It's a new approach to sustainability. These ships are absolutely gorgeous. So the two sister ships now, the Nova, which was launched the year before, Silver Ray last summer, very proud to have them join our fleet. They are the largest of the two of the Nova class, and really something to behold when you step on board and experience the Silversea way on board these beautiful, beautiful vessels.
And Diva, we've been lucky. We've had Silver Nova on our coast for the Alaska season last summer.
Yes.
We will have
Yes.
her back again this summer in Vancouver. So if you weren't able to get on a ship tour in Vancouver to see her last summer, we have got a whole host of offerings of ship tours coming up in Vancouver this summer as well. And again, a great chance to see the brand new Silver Nova as part of the new class of ships that we have.
So one of the things I did want to say, this is also something that was very exciting for us. Of course, I'm sure most of you are familiar. We are part of the Royal Caribbean Group family of brands. Even though we share reciprocity in our status match, which Kristen has put up on our screen here, there's something I do want to touch on, that we all are individual brands. So when you step on board a Silversea ship, you know it's a Silversea ship. You step on a Royal Caribbean one, you know it's Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Celebrity. We celebrate our individual brands, our stamps, what our clients absolutely love. But it's wonderful that now our valued members between all three of our cross brands have this reciprocity. So if you have clients that have sailed on Celebrity and they want to try Silversea, you can see here if they're part of the Captain's Club, they become part of our Venetian Society, and vice versa. And the same thing with Crown and Anchor with Royal Caribbean. So keep that in your pocket. It's a powerful selling tool. It just gives you that natural progression for your clients on more ways to see the world, with 50 incredible ships that's sailing over 1,000 ports of call between all three of us. So again, just a powerhouse behind all three brands. So proud to be part of this incredible, incredible company. So why Silversea? Sort of the hallmarks of our brand. What makes us so different? You know, we do travel deeper into destinations. You're gonna learn a little bit more about that as Kristen and I go through our products. It is really about connecting with people, with place, and with culture, with a deeper perspective and a deeper appreciation for our world. That's something that we stand very true behind in everything that we do. We have incredible ships. I'll talk about our fleet in just a moment, and they are small. When we look at our entire fleet, my smallest ship only holds 100 passengers, and our largest is the Silver Ray and the Nova that we just saw at just over 725 passengers, 728 to be exact. So we are a small, intimate, beautiful, luxurious ship company, and we stay true to that. We're not going to build big, big ships. We like the small ones. It's what we do best. We are truly destination leaders, and we go to all 7 continents that you see here, more than any other brand in our competitive landscape. We have 12 incredible ships with our Classic and Expedition, and here they are here. So we truly do have the newest fleet in luxury cruising. So I've talked already a little bit about the Silver Ray and the Silver Nova. They are known as our beautiful ships of light, innovative, indulgent, that new approach to sustainability, you know, running on clean burning fuel, electric, battery, just amazing, amazing ships. If you are located in the Lower Mainland, you want to talk to me, because I will be showcasing the Silver Nova as she comes into the Port of Vancouver, making her way up to Alaska. Sisters to our ship, of course, or to the other Nova and the Ray, are the Silver Whisper, Silver Shadow. They are these immersive type of travel. A lot of people love these ships for exactly the size. You can see them there, just under 400 guests. They're beautiful ships that really touch on to amazing ports of call, going deeper, going further, slowing life down, multiple days in different ports, the perfect size ship. The 4 beautiful expedition ships that we have on the far right-hand side of the screen, I'll leave those for Kristen. And then I'll just touch on the beautiful Muse class of ships. So those 4 sisters there, the Silver Spirit, the Moon, the beautiful Silver Dawn, and the Silver Muse. Now, incidentally, the Moon will also be in Vancouver this summer. So if you want to have a chance to come and see her, she'll be alternating with the Silver Nova. It doesn't matter which one of these ships you sail on, there's something that they all share. They each have their own character, they have their own beauty. We have all suite accommodations on all of our ships. We have the incredible personalized service that we're so well known for. Every single suite, and I'll say it again, every single suite on a Silversea ship, doesn't matter if you're in the Galapagos on our Silver Origin or sailing in the Med on our beautiful Silver Ray, you get a butler in every single suite on board our ship. That is definitely a differentiating factor. The personalized service, it's 1-to-1 crew ratio to our passengers on board all of our ships. And I can tell you that personalized service really does mean a lot. It goes into layers upon layers of just that unexpected, unpretentious service and care for each one of our clients that our guests absolutely love when they sail with us. It's that unexpected surprises that delight our guests, from caviar in demand to beautiful amenities into our room, to what the butlers can do for our guests, from running baths to ensuring that that perfect martini or a beautiful cocktail is served at a certain hour every single day, to the more elaborate which our guests choose, to the more subtle. It's completely up to them, but that personalized service is in the layers in everything we deliver. On a 6-star luxury product, of course, culinary excellence is something that's true and dear to our hearts. We are delivering that exceptionally across our fleet. The one thing I love about Silversea, when you think about food and travel, it really is the essence of memories that are created. Think about all the places you've traveled, from street foods in Bangkok to the sounds, the smells. Food takes us on a journey, and we stay very true to that with Silversea, with up to 10 dining options on our larger ships and up to 4 on our smaller. And we also have the SALT program, and it stands for Sea and Land Taste. It's found on the Silver Ray, the Silver Nova, the Silver Moon, and the Silver Dawn. And this Sea and Land Taste is our promise to our guests that we're going to incorporate the authentic foods from each region into 4 different pillars on board our ships and off. So we have the beautiful kitchen where our chefs will create the most wonderful meal and serve it to you, indicative from that area. So if we're traveling through Italy, we know that the flavors are very varied from north to south. So our chefs will create the most beautiful food from that particular port of call that's found in that region. Then we're going to take our guests off the ship in our SALT experiences to get them to experience the farms, the local flavors, the people that make those particular ingredients come to life. Maybe it's a yogurt, an olive oil. Maybe it's an olive farm where it's been passed on for generations. It's their story, it's their life, and we want our clients to understand the food story. We have the SALT Lab. That's where the clients will have an opportunity, free of charge, to create the most fabulous meal under the expert guidance of one of our onboard chefs, with 16 food induction cooking stations, all completely free of charge. They can cook lunch or dinner. And again, think of a beautiful ossobuco or the perfect cannoli. And then there's the SALT bar. You can find me there all the time. It's so fun. Again, think of those flavors of Italy, north to south. We take all of them, incorporate them into fun cocktails. Think lemons, almonds, oranges, beautiful flavors that we pour into the most delicious cocktails. Is a very popular spot on our ship. So that's our SALT program. It's award-winning, very, very popular amongst our sailing guests. They absolutely love it. So I'll touch on now the Ocean Voyage collection spanning from September 26 to May of 2027. These are all our new deployment announcements that are coming out. So all of our new voyages that are now open for sale. Very easy sail for all of you is the Caribbean and Central America. A lot of people like to travel to these parts of the world. It's not a long flight, well known. It's an area that people really, really enjoy, especially during some of our colder winters here. So we have the Caribbean and Central America with 5 beautiful ships, 34 voyages. Kristen's just going to pop up a couple of sample voyages on the Silver Ray. Here's the Eastern Caribbean facing the Virgin Islands. You can see them there going deep into some of these beautiful islands. I love the far right one. Sorry, Kristen, I know you're going fast here, but the far right one, that Bridgetown to San Juan, look at all of the islands and ports of call we visit. Again, it's our commitment to being really authentic into each destination. It's really the Silversea difference. Sorry, go ahead. Southern Caribbean and the Panama. Panama is always a bucket list destination for so many people. So you can see a couple of them there. You can do these as segments. So Bridgetown to Miami or Miami to LA. And then we've also got some other beautiful destinations here, including some great shots, of course, that we're going to see in the Caribbean that our clients have experienced while sailing with Silversea. Just again, with Silversea, we had includes so much, the inclusions, and then seeing the Caribbean through a different set of lenses, deeper, further, and longer. French Polynesia, wow. This is a really big move for us, and we are now taking in French Polynesia in the Pacific, really extending our portfolio for Silversea because we knew there was a gap there to have a luxury product. The difference, the best way to experience these tropical islands in paradise, like we know there are 3 souls of French Polynesia, you know, the archipelagos, the Society Islands, the Marquesas, and the
Tuamotus.
Yeah, thank you, Kristen. There you go. I'm going fast here. But we have incredible voyage selections for you from 7 days, 16-day, 14-day, even a 21-day one. You know, they're intimate, they're immersive experiences. You can see a couple of the overview itineraries here. We take the time to take it slow. So with extensive stays in port throughout the days and even multiple overnights. And if you've been to this area, Kristen has been several times, you'll agree with me, all the colors and everything comes out when the sun starts to go down. You go into that magical hour. And we have all of these private experiences that we offer our guests as well, from private culinary experiences to exciting fire shows, stargazing, beautiful private ventures. We bring the culture ashore onto board our ships. And then we also celebrate, of course, the beautiful foods that are found in the area and plenty of time to explore each one of these incredible destinations. So from the storytelling to, of course, just the experiences are so well known for French Polynesia. So you definitely want to take a look. We have a whole brochure on it. You definitely want to see the Silversea difference and what we're doing there. Asia, let's talk about Asia. We've got 2 ships there, 17 different voyages for 26 to 27. Just a couple of our really popular sample itineraries you're going to see here. We have the 14-day Japan long Tokyo round trip. It truly is a destination immersion here. We're spending time in this country. It's a really intensive Japan focus. And you can see we're going to circumnavigate the whole island, popping into Busan. But again, celebrating the diverse cultures, the diverse cities, the diverse history. You've got the modern as well as the old. And we really are taking our time to do that in these incredible itineraries that you see here. So you have Tokyo to round trip. You can do it as 2 segments. You lock them in together, then Tokyo to Singapore, and then Hong Kong to Singapore, and Singapore to Hong Kong. So we popped up our 4 popular ones. And again, doing it the Silversea way with our incredible experiences ashore as well as on board. Inclusive, experiential, in-depth, and really connecting to people, place, and culture. Australia, New Zealand, it's my last continent that I have to travel to, so I cannot wait. 7 different voyages, 1 ship that is going to be sailing there from this time period. Beautiful part of the world, a couple of our popular sample itineraries. Here's an 18-day Australia and South Asia eastbound from Singapore to Sydney. And you can link that up with a Sydney to Auckland. And again, look on the far right-hand side of the screen, just that country immersive that we are do so well. And you can see there Wellington all the way around the entire island, all the way back and around. Again, just immersive, taking our time, slowing life down, ensuring you have the luxury of choice when you sail with us to this incredible part of the world. So here's just some shots of different salt program and some of our shore excursions. And then moving to South America, we have one of our beautiful ships going down with 4 beautiful voyages here as well. Very popular with our Canadian guests. The Amazon seems to be the hot destination for 2025. At least I'm finding out a lot. A lot of agents are reaching out and asking. We've got a Bridgetown to Rio, beautiful itinerary there on the left-hand side. And then we also have a 10-day Rio Carnival as well. So you've got different opportunities for link these all up with your guests. It's a 16-day South America that you can do. You can do all 4 of those segments and do a grand, which Kristen just popped up here. How about that, staying on Silversea for that entire time? It's absolutely beautiful on our gorgeous Silver Nova, as I said before, 728 passengers, ship of light. Imagine sailing her, doing this incredible Grand South America voyage. The Silver Nova also has the SALT program, so you can imagine what that would be like on board.
What an incredible voyage this would be, especially doing it on Silver Nova. Oh my goodness.
And taking in Carnival and doing the Amazon and the parts of that region, which I have not been. I mean, Rio is very popular. Valparaiso is very popular, but look at all the other spots that you go to on this incredible ship, right?
And then, you know, as you're kind of coming around the southern tip of South America, around Cape Horn, you may see one of our expedition ships ready for their next adventure into Antarctica, which is such a great segue into
It is. I'm going to leave this to you, my friend. You are the expert on expedition. Oh, you're the queen of polar bear and penguin.
Yeah, no, story of my life. There's one thing to know about Eva and I is, you know, it doesn't matter where she's shopping in the world. I usually end up with a little stuffed penguin, a wooden penguin. She was about to buy me a penguin stool the other day. So if there's a way to my heart, Eva has found it, and it is via the penguin. And we've got a great 100%. Connection that way. Now, with our expedition product, obviously, we pioneered that concept of small ship luxury cruising just over 30 years ago, and we did the same thing when it came to expedition. So just over 17 years ago in 2008, we recognized there was a bit of a gap in the offerings for on-ship comfort, inclusion, and amenities that could really satisfy the luxury market if they wanted to take those adventurous cruises, you know, down to places like Antarctica, up in the Arctic. And we really felt there was an opportunity to put our Silversea stamp into this style of adventurous cruising. And so we created and perfectly married up our luxury small ship inclusive experience with a true off-ship adventure through expedition cruising. And that was the start of us doing expedition back in 2008. Now, we continuously look at destinations and how we can, you know, change the way we do the operation, make sure that it's really that seamless journey for our guests from start to finish. And that's part of where ideas like La Cutaya, the hotel that we're building in Chile, really come into play with how we approach a destination, making sure that we can take our guests further, take our guests deeper, and really connect them and immerse them with the destination. Now, you heard Eva talk about our almost one-to-one crew to guest ratio on ship, and where those ratios are also important when it comes to off ship delivery is your guide to guest ratio and the size of your Zodiac fleet. And the goal at Silversea Expeditions is to have our guests off ship all at the same time, enjoying the destination through multiple styles of activities. And so we purposely do that by staffing ourselves with some of the largest expedition teams and Zodiac fleets amongst our competitive set to make sure that we can facilitate having our guests off ship in the destination, enjoying it at the same time, because there's nothing worse than having to, you know, send half of the group out to experience a landing or experience a Zodiac cruise, and then the other half is sitting on board waiting for their turn. That is not the Silversea way. We want to make sure that we can capitalize our guests' opportunities for in-destination immersion. Now, along with, you know, kind of the pillars that you come to know Silversea for, I think one of the major ones that guests really appreciate is that seamless journey, that opportunity to have every element included. And we can do it right down to the private executive transfer, pick up from home to the airport, international airfare. And from an expedition perspective, all of those operational pre or post hotels, charter flights, transfers, luggage handling. We make sure to take care of all those individual elements for our guests to make sure that even their journeys to the furthest reaches and most remote parts of the world is taken care of the Silversea way. Now, from a destination perspective, so just last December, we launched our 26-27 expedition season. So that was spring 26 through to spring of 2027. And even with 4 expedition ships, we actually do touch on all 7 continents. And I'll just go through some of the highlights of the deployment that we had launched for the 26-27 season. Now, for Antarctica, we have 3 ships we send down there every Antarctic summer. We have 2 different ways that we can get our guests to and from Antarctica. The first is, of course, your more traditional route, the sailing option. Now, what's amazing with Silversea, again, just looking at how we can approach a destination and an operation, we use Chile solely as our gateway to Antarctica. And more specifically, we use the little town of Puerto Williams, which is a bit further down the Beagle Channel from Ushuaia in Argentina, where all of the other expedition operators are located. We do this very specifically. We are the exclusive Antarctic operator to use Puerto Williams Airport and Puerto Williams Port. So we are never fighting for space or docking spots or anything like that. It is exclusive to Silversea. So we sail from Puerto Williams 2 days across the Drake Passage. We have both a 10 and a 12-day offering if you want to focus just on the Antarctic Peninsula. The difference with the 12-day is that we will attempt using those 2 extra days to go further south and cross the Antarctic Circle. Of course, weather, ice, everything pending those, but that is the aim with the 12-day. We do also have longer voyages, 15, 18, even up to 21 days. That can include the Antarctic Peninsula, the Falkland Islands, and what is also on a lot of people's bucket list is South Georgia. Now, for any, kind of people having an interest in polar history and exploration and all the stories behind Shackleton, these are great itineraries to participate in. And for any of those penguin enthusiasts like myself, one of the main reasons our guests love to take an itinerary that includes South Georgia is because of the king penguin. They stand about 3 to 4 feet tall. You cannot find them on the Antarctic Peninsula, and they can exist in places in the hundreds of thousands. So this is a great highlight for anybody looking to take one of the longer voyages down to the bottom of the world with us. But a true highlight and definitely a favorite amongst our guests is our Antarctica Bridge program. And this offers the opportunity to either fly both ways to and from Chile and King George Island, which is an island in the South Shetland area. Or it can also give you the option to fly one way and sail the other way. Now, this is where our La Cutaya Hotel comes into play. So our operation currently flying from Chile down to Antarctica starts in Santiago with a pre-night hotel included. We then charter flight our guests down to Punta Arenas for another pre-night hotel, and then the flight down to King George Island the next day. Now, with our 26-27 deployment, we have swapped out Punta Arenas for Puerto Williams because that is where the dedicated Silversea Hotel is currently being constructed. So our guests will then enjoy 1 night pre in Santiago. We will charter flight them down to Puerto Williams, where our guests will be able to enjoy the Silversea experience through and through. A 150-room luxury hotel. We'll have a restaurant on site. We'll have some shops, some beautiful public spaces just to lounge and relax. And we also plan on working in some extra activities that you can enjoy the destination as well. Little did we know when we purchased the land to build the hotel, it also came with some horses and a farm. So we have plans to work on horseback riding tours, some fishing, some kayaking, great hiking opportunities, again, to really enhance the entire destination experience from start to finish. So that will be available. The hotel is planned to be done by end of 25. We hope to add it into Q1 26, but if there are any delays, it will be part of our Q4 26 and Q1 27 offerings and beyond as part of the Flag Cruise program. And that is just another look at the rendering. It's a beautiful kind of sits up on a hillside overlooking the Beagle Channel, and just floor to ceiling windows all throughout to make sure that our guests constantly have that connection to the destination. And this is just a little look at what it can look like when our planes are landing in King George Island. We use these smaller Avro RJ planes. We take 3 of them if it's Silver Endeavor. We may have a 4th one added for cloud and wind. But as you can see, our guests walk off the plane ready to go, kitted out in their Silversea gear, because they are right in the heart of the destination. We take them down to the shoreline where our expedition team is waiting for them with the Zodiacs and with their life jackets, and their expedition adventure in Antarctica begins. Now, from an Arctic perspective, the Arctic, of course, is very vast. It offers varying experiences depending what part of the Arctic you go to. If we look at a place like Svalbard, for example, we can offer, shorter itineraries for guests who might be limited on time but still want to have a grand adventure. We do 1 week expedition cruising in sort of the south and northwest part of Spitsbergen. And we do include those charter flights to and from Oslo. We also can do a slightly longer itinerary, 9 days, starting or ending on mainland Norway in and out of Tromsø. We can do some fantastic Bear Island scenic cruising, go into fantastic places like Ny-Ålesund, which is sort of a science community. And of course, there's always that hope for the polar bear sightings as well. Now, just keeping in mind, there are new regulations for Svalbard and expedition cruising. So if you need any more details on that, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We can go through those with you. Now, from a Greenland perspective, we have a focus on southern, western, and northeast Greenland. It gives guests that opportunity to still enjoy some glacier experiences, scenic cruising with our Zodiacs, great connection to culture, community, especially all of the colored, beautiful, bright houses and buildings located in places like Sisimiut and Ilulissat. And, the iceberg experience in Ilulissat is definitely one that leaves our guests speechless time and time again. Some of the largest icebergs you will ever find in the world can be found here, and we offer some great experiences for our guests to enjoy. Now, in Northeast Greenland, it's less community. There's only 1 community located there that we can visit, but the rest is fjords and just some of the most amazing sort of landscapes and some wildlife opportunities that you can experience here. Now, if you have had guests travel to the Norwegian fjords or Milford or Doubtful Sound in New Zealand, I implore you to suggest Northeast Greenland to them. The longest and deepest fjord system in the world is located here, called Scoresby Sund. It really does rival the other fjord experiences in the world and offers just breathtaking scenery for our guests to enjoy. And we can spend multiple days doing landings, doing some hikes, doing some scenic cruising with our ship and with our Zodiacs to enjoy this region. It's also the most difficult and largest national park in the world to get to, and it is best done via a Silversea expedition ship. Now, a few other options for Greenland and adding in Canada is we do have some great combination voyages between Western Greenland and parts of Baffin Island, especially getting into sort of those southern islands off of Baffin Island. So Lower Savage, Lady Franklin, Monumental, great opportunities for polar bear, walrus sightings. We call them kind of the mega mammal type of itineraries. And then I think especially for Canadians, I personally love this itinerary. I recommend you set a group up, and offer this to your guests. I'm going Iqaluit to Boston. So still getting some of that polar bear experience again in the southern tip of Baffin Island, but then also getting into the northern tip of Labrador, getting down through Torngat Mountains National Park, one of the most breathtaking places I have ever been in the world. When people tend to ask me what is my favorite expedition I've done, Antarctica is up there, of course. but going through the coast of Labrador in our own backyard is one of the most special experiences I have ever had. So I do recommend, for our Canadian guests, this is a fantastic one to market and put a group together on. Now, the Galapagos, Eva, I want to chat with you, just a few points from you about the Galapagos.
Yes.
She is fresh off of this itinerary with us in November of last year. And I don't think I've ever seen her so beaming and so taken by a destination than the storytelling she shared with us when she came out. Can you just share a little bit about your experience on the Imogen?
Of course. Like Kristen, I've been to Antarctica. That has changed my soul. South Africa, seeing the animals on safari as well. But right up there has been the Galapagos. I had some pretty high expectations because I heard so much. I love following the footsteps of Shackleton and Franklin, and of course, understanding Darwin's theory of evolution. But when you get there, it is something beyond words. It is such a magical place. The confluence of the different currents, of course, the animals, and marine life, how they have evolved. But there's little things that are so subtle, like having the Ecuadorians actually be so passionate about this beautiful part of their country and their world. They just hold it in their hearts to protect it, to preserve it, and educate everybody on it. Not only Ecuadorians, but the Galapagonians that actually we have on board our ship. And I can tell you the Silver Origin, she is purposely built for this destination. She is built for exploration, she is built for adventure, and she is built to ensure that we get in deeper and further than any other ships that are there. So much so, I'm going to tell you a couple of quick little things because I know we're getting close on time here. But the Silver Origin, she is the sister to the Silver Flora. She was built 2 years afterwards. And I think what they did, and I know what they did, they looked at the Silver Flora and, of course, embraced all the beautiful things they did when they created the Celebrity ship. But then we just added some extras on board ours to make it that much more special. On a Silversea expedition, as well as on our Silversea Classic, we include everything, as Kristen has said. So that includes our snorkeling, whether it be from land or what we call deep water snorkeling. So you literally slide off the Zodiac and get into these beautiful big waters where you see reefs and sharks and marine life, and it's amazing. The depth of the experience our onboard team has from onshore to exploration is incredible. The ship itself, you have to see it to believe it. It is so beautifully crafted for this particular destination. You all need to sell Galapagos. So much so, this is one fun fact, and then I'll let Kristen go on here. All of the lights on the outdoor of the ship. So think of all of those lights that run on the outside of a ship. They have all been treated with a special glass, so they do not attract bugs of any size or shape. So no moths, no mosquitoes. That one bug will be transferred to another bug in this archipelago of the islands. That's how committed we are to sustainability. The little motor, the thrusters underneath the ship there, they articulate and they're electric and they're encaged. So when we're going into these beautiful bays that are teeming with sea turtles, one of the 1,000 breeding pairs of the Galapagos penguins, the sea lions that you see here, or the big moas, the sunfish, our ship does not disturb them in any way, shape, or form because it's quiet, it's safe, it's sustainable, and we can get right into those bays where none of the other ships can. And then the other thing, we have the kayaks. We're not using pontoon boats like some of the other ships are. We have kayaks, we have Zodiacs. We're able to get up close. So even if you're not a kayaker, even if you're not a snorkeler, we're taking our beautiful Zodiacs and we're literally inches away from the shoreline. I tell you, ship to shore, unbelievable. The food, the passion, the depths of layer, just the appreciation for this incredible part of the world. You all have to go. That's my
Eve, I think we need to make our next webinar just you and the Galapagos.
Of course, me and my penguins, yes.
And then just to kind of finish off, one of our primary destinations is the Kimberley coast. And the funny thing is when I bring up the Kimberley, a lot of people are like, I don't even know where that is. Oh my gosh. Like, I think there's a bit of fear that they don't know where it is. And don't worry, you're not the only ones if this is the first time you're hearing about the Kimberley. The Kimberley is located in Northwest Australia. It is home to the oldest rock formations in the world. So we're talking over 2 billion years old. It is home to some of the oldest Aboriginal rock art ever discovered, some over 40,000 years old. It is also home to some of the largest tidal fluctuations that can be experienced in the world. So very similar to what we can experience in our East Coast, with the Bay of Fundy and over in Hopewell Rocks. We go through those same type of drastic tidal fluctuations in the Kimberley, and that really does dictate the day-to-day. It's not a hard, heavy wildlife destination. Yes, there are some saltwater crocodiles, some unique bird life like the kingfisher, for example, but it's all about the adventure of the destination, taking the Zodiacs and going through all the different channels and mangrove systems to really appreciate the beautiful natural surroundings, going deep into the cave systems with our expedition team, seeking out the Aboriginal art and learning about their stories. And as I mentioned, those tides that really dictate the day-to-day adventure. And I love this photo. This is Montgomery Reef, and this is something that is only visible for a few hours each day. So as the tide lowers, this reef system feels like it just comes up out of nowhere and creates all these amazing river systems that we can actually put our guests into our Zodiacs and go exploring through. And we get all these like amazing little waterfall effects that come down the sides. The rivers are filled with sea turtles, and all kinds of seabird life comes into play because, of course, all the crustaceans and seaweed and things are attached to the reef. But this is another reason why it's so important to have the large expedition team size and the Zodiac fleets that we do, because this is a timed, limited phenomenon that happens daily. And if you don't have enough equipment or a big enough team to get all of your guests out at the same time to experience it, half of the group will miss this phenomena. So just another reason why it's so important to look at those ratios when you are putting your guests onto the right expedition product. Now, our wild expeditions, these would be sort of the one-off itineraries that we use to connect our ships between places like the Arctic and Antarctica, between Antarctica and the Kimberley. So they include amazing destinations like West Africa, up in Northern Europe and the British Isles. And of course, when we need to get our ship from Australia back to Chile to start our Antarctic season, we offer some incredible South Pacific itineraries, so much so you could even do a grand one, 76 days on Silver Cloud from Perth all the way to Valparaiso. Now, from a Silversea guest profile, as you can imagine, we do attract the more affluent traveler, guests that are well-educated, very curious about experiencing sort of those off the beaten path destinations, getting into the places the larger ships aren't able to. Great transition clients are from river cruising, for example. Now, our ocean product tends to average about 55 plus. We are seeing our expedition average age even go down to about 45 plus with select destinations. And I think what we both appreciate and love is seeing all the amounts of multi-generational families that are starting to experience these incredible destinations with Silversea, particularly in our shorter Antarctica and our Galapagos itineraries. And we are getting them, during the summer season, during the holiday season, and experiencing and growing and learning about these destinations together. I cannot imagine a more fitting way to really bond and experience the world together as a family. But one statistic I really love for our expedition guest profile is the non-cruiser. Now, over 30% of our guests traveling with us to Antarctica have never been on a cruise before, never stepped foot on a ship anywhere in the world. So hopefully that will maybe, bring to new light some new ideas, some different clients within your existing databases, how you can introduce them to cruising without that client ever admitting they might actually be a cruiser at heart.
I can do this part, Kristen. The Travel Partner Resource Center, this is all about you and what you need to be successful in keeping Silversea top of mind. We've got an incredible resource center for you, and it all starts with something called, well, you go right onto our website, and it's our agent portal, and it's www.mysilversea.com. Once you're logged in there, we've got Marketing Central. You can find absolutely everything there. Ship assets, current market offers. You can find our incredible video library there. You'll be able to customize flyers. So if you really like the Galapagos or Antarctica, you'll customize that flyer, put your call to action on it, hit send, off it goes to your client. All kinds of selling tools. Then I'll flip to the right-hand side. What we really encourage all of you to do is take the Silversea Academy. You become a professional sort of advocate for our brand, both of them. So the Silversea Beautiful Classic product, as well as, of course, Silversea Expedition. You become a true ambassador, somebody who really knows our product well, can answer the questions, how to sell us, the different fare codes that we have, and all of the different tools that are available to you. So become an Academy graduate. Doesn't take long. It's interactive. It's fun. Great videos. Wonderful imagery. Really easy to do. Then we have Rallyo, which is our turnkey social media tool. If you follow either one of us, you see just continual cycles of different products, different destinations. It's turnkey, very, very easy to do. You can find it through the Travel Partner Resource Center. Again, all there. You can just scan that QR code. Don't forget groups. Kristen mentioned this, fantastic way to build your business with Silversea. We have group tiers, Super Advantage, 1 for 7, which means that your 8th full paying passenger is your TC. You get a USD $300 shipboard credit and a minimum of 15% commission. So then we have our Advantage, which is 1 for 9, same terms and conditions as the Super Advantage. Standard is 1 for 11, Reserve is 1 for 15. All depends on the voyage and the capacity. Reach out to us if you're interested in taking group. There is no risk to you, really easy to open. Definitely want to take advantage of these. It's very smart selling. So that's our group tiers. Kicker commissions. Again, we want you to ensure that you are rewarded for your hard work, your passion for supporting Silversea. We have an extra kicker point for Silversea Expedition bookings, an extra kicker point if it's new to brand to Silversea. Kristen gave you some great facts there. Really easy if you are booking a place like the Galapagos, Antarctica. New to brand, new to Silversea, they would get 2 extra kicker points. And then you've got a repeater with Silversea for an extra point for a maximum of 2 out of the 3. So just wanted to put those in as well. All done at source. You don't even have to worry about it. Wave offers in place right now, $7,000 Canadian per suite savings. Definitely take advantage of that right up till February 28th. You can find that through there. It's an entire team that supports you here in Canada. There I am. I've got Western Canada. We're actively looking for an Eastern counterpart for me, but right now I handle the whole country. Kristen does all of our expedition, and 4 incredible inside team that looks after everyone. So with that, we'd like to say thank you. We're going to draw a gift card here for you. And Wendy is doing that back on the back end. I know she's been actively answering all the questions as well. Wendy, would you like to draw a gift winner for us, please? And the winner is Favor Smith, or maybe it's Smith Favor. I don't know which is the first name or the last name. Favor Smith or Smith Favor, you are our prize winner today. Please reach out via email through Devin, who will pass it on to us, I guess, or directly to us, and we'll ensure that you get your prize. Any questions that weren't answered?
How do you feel about that, Kristen? There are a few questions here, but I know, oh my God, you answered 40, so.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh, Wendy, you're a rock star.
Yeah, really.
Oh, sorry, that was Wendy. Yes, Wendy, you are a rock star. Yeah, okay, let's go through a few of them. I think I know the answer to this question because the ship I was on had a gym. Do all the ships have a gym?
Yes,
They
all the
do.
ships have a gym. Some, of course, are longer, they're larger than others, depending on the space, but they are state-of-the-art, beautiful, beautiful gyms. We also offer all of those classes from yoga to stretching to spin to, you know, all of the ones that are typically on there. But yes, all of our ships do have a gym.
And then if you're on an expedition, it's like the world is your gym, your fitness
Yes.
center
Yeah.
with all of the great kind of active activities we get to do ashore.
Yeah, you always intend to go to the gym when you're on holiday, but then you're too busy climbing a mountain or
Yeah.
something.
You've earned it by that point to take a
Yeah.
day off.
Okay, there seems to be a few questions about Central America. Can you kind of comment on some of the experiences and attractions in that region And you also want to lightly comment on the security and safety in that area. It is a bit of a bad neighborhood sometimes.
Oh yeah, those are some pretty in-depth questions. So I'll do a little bit of a generic there because it definitely depends on the itinerary that we're going to. There are certain parts of South America, of course, that are safer and others that are not. I can tell you safety of our guests is always at the forefront of everything that we do with Silversea. As we know, the world of ours is constantly changing with the political landscape as well as conflicts that are happening around the world, and we know that. We always keep safety at top of mind. So our ships and our teams will constantly monitor situations in different cities and things like that. And if they have to pivot and alter, we'll always let you as the agent of Source know, and of course our clients. When we are developing or offering different excursions or things ashore, we are always taking safety into consideration. So we use very, very reputable tour operators as well as local experts in the area to ensure that whatever we are offering our guests is in a completely safe and escorted manner. When we are doing these things, we are looking for things that are culturally authentic. So we want to make sure that we are taking our guests to those places. So talking about experiences, it can be everything from the Grand to, Carnival to, would be a walking of the old city tour or a chocolate tasting, a food market tour. It could be to, something that is a local cultural favorite. Maybe it's, an excursion that's going to take them to a cultural area of South America. So it really, or a historical part, it really depends on the itinerary, but safety always at the top of our mind. If we have to pivot, we'll always be in communication immediately. We always have our experts on board as well as on shore, and then it's diverse offerings from the grand to the small. Always authentic, always cultural, always deep, always ensuring that's connected. Kind of a generic way of answering it, but we really have to look at it every single one of those itineraries in South America to really dive deep into what they're looking for.
Well, and there's so much history in the region and there's
Right?
so much wildlife and so much nature. So yeah, I love that area of the world myself. So
And then we have all the add-ons too. Like if you're doing, for example, Galapagos, right? You do our full program, it's 2 nights in Quito, but you can add on a 5-day program to Machu Picchu as well, which includes the sanctuary lodge and everything in Machu Picchu. So it's the picture and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So much variety. So yes, definitely want to look at all of those as well.
okay, we have a question from Joyce here. She was inquiring about like the opportunity for kids on board. Um,
Yeah, I can answer that from an expedition standpoint. The only sort of rule we have in place for expedition is we have children 5 years of age and older to be able to participate in activities that use a zodiac. So to keep in mind a destination like the Galapagos, for example, because of the nature of that experience, the ship never docks anywhere. So even embarkation, debarkation processes are done via a zodiac. Same with some of our Arctic and some of our Antarctic expeditions. So 5 years of age and older for expeditions to be able to participate in zodiacs. We could have children younger than 5 years of age on an expedition vessel if embarkation debarkation is a gangway, the ship is docked somewhere, but the child under the age of 5 would have to be full-time supervised by a parent throughout the entire journey of the expedition. They wouldn't be able to participate in any of the activities that require zodiac kind of operations for getting on and off. In terms of kind of the on-ship experience, we don't have on either classic or expedition. We don't have kids clubs or nannies or anything like that. So we do expect that the parents or, nanny or whomever might be traveling with the children, they are supervised by their, parents or their, whoever they may be traveling with when they're on our ships.
I always say, even on use your discretion, if it's a well-traveled family and they have a large support network on our classic voyages, usually families that are multi-generation that are going and traveling, as long as they have a larger support network of family, the kids are well traveled, well behaved, they can certainly use our pools and, you know, things like that, but we don't have, you know,
Separate
kids
facilities.
camp
Yeah.
or camp counselors or anything like that. Again, the destination is our highlight, not the ship.
Yes, well, the ships are still beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, Loretta, she wants to know how many days the Antarctica expedition takes. So maybe, I know there's so many different itineraries, so maybe the low end and the high end.
Yeah, so the shortest length of time on a ship in Antarctica is 6 days. Our longest is 21 days. And then you figure you would factor in the pre and post of getting the to and from. So sort of just in a broad nutshell, we have 6 days on ship, 10 days, 12 days, 15 days, 18 days, or 21 days, depending on your client, their budget, and obviously the amount of time they're able to take off for vacation.
Okay, I think that wraps up all the questions. Thank you so much for being here today. Does one of you or both of you want to take a stab at a final pitch, a final inspirational quote or speech to really get these agents motivated to sell your product and, frankly, send people on trips of an absolute lifetime?
Absolutely. I mean, I think at the end of the day, you know, from mine and Eva's perspective, and I know our inside team as well, we're just grateful and thankful for all of our partnerships that we have with our advisors throughout Canada. We are, as Eva mentioned, growing our Canadian support system to make sure that we're able to take care of your needs, your questions, and any educational opportunities to experience Silversea. Keep an eye out for those ship visit opportunities, because we will also have Silver Shadow that will be in Montreal and Quebec City later this fall as well as Nova and Muse, is it, Eva, in Vancouver? So we really encourage
Nova and Moon. Nova and Moon this year.
we
Yeah.
really encourage you, as Eva said, take the training if you're not, you know, familiar with us. Get certified with us. Look at our travel advisor rates, because we appreciate and understand the best way to learn and understand and to be able to sell is to experience it for yourself. But we had such a great, successful year in 2024. I know we are both very excited for 25 and all the exciting things that are to come with this amazing company and this amazing brand. And we really appreciate the support and the relationship that we have with all of you.
I'll just wrap it up by saying the opportunities are endless, and we are really looking forward to being your, you know, your luxury partner. We're here, and we can't wait to have your clients join one of our incredible voyages around the world. So thank you.
Okay, thank you both so much for being here today. That was a very comprehensive and inspiring presentation. I hope, you know, because of this presentation, lots of people get to go on your cruises around the world. Thank you so much for being here. Agents, thank you so much for being here, for staying for the full hour. We really appreciate it. And we will see you all again some other time on another Travel Week webinar. Okay, bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.